cause that be natural.
Lady
I ain't
D.
looking tacky. I keep my game tactful.
Yo.
Yeah, I'm so nappy.
M.O.B.
Cause that be
The
natural. I ain't
infamous.
looking tacky, cause I keep my game tactful.
I'm so pretty, I'm so fabu, I'm so natural, it's like it's a taboo. I'm so filthy, got the tattoo, stuck in these bitches like I own ragu. On my business with my platoon, getting these minutes like I'm a typhoon. Y'all is dirty on that cartoon and I'm still on top.
Hey guys, welcome back to Afros and Baby Hairs, and today we're going to be doing another nails and design experiment, and this will be experiment number 14, I believe. So we're going to be doing a marble and gradient effect, and this will be the vertical gradient effect. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing what we got going on for this particular video, then please keep on watching. So right here, I'm just showing you the actual stamping plate that I'll be using today. This is a brand new stamping plate from What's Up Nails, and it is the number B002. I'm also showing you the actual stamper I'll be using, and that is from Team Beauty, their colorful nail stamper. And I'll be using the stamping polish number 2 from Born Pretty, which is the silver, and the stamping polish number 1, which is the gold from Born Pretty. I'm also going to be using the Is Me New York fingernail polishes in that green and blue color. And of course, the Wet n Wild Fast Dry 241A Clear the Air, which is my fast drying top coat that I'm using as a base and as a top coat. So yeah, right here I'm just actually testing out the actual plate and the stamper and the stamping polish. I'm trying to get a marble look going, and I'm not really sure what I want to do yet. So I'm just testing out these different stamping polishes, which is the gold and the silver. Also, I was really just trying to see exactly how well could I stamp with this particular stamping plate. I did notice a few things that I haven't noticed on my other stamping plates, which is once I began to stamp on this particular stamping plate, it began to have dents and it was chipping and different things of that nature. So I'm thinking that this is a really not a good quality stamping plate, so I'm not expecting it to last too long. But either way, we're going to do this particular design for today with this particular stamping plate. So I did decide to use both the silver and the gold, but right now I'm just testing out the silver just to see how it looks by itself. And it really wasn't giving me what I was going for, so that's why I decided to go with the silver and the gold. And like I said, both of these are from Born Pretty. They are very pigmented. Now when you're using two different colors, I do suggest that you scrape in a sideways motion instead of straight up and down, so that the colors won't really bleed too much together. So that's why I am scraping like at a slanted in a slanted direction, so that they won't bleed together. And anyway, I'm going to proceed on with stamping all of my decals, and then I will proceed on to add the color. So what I'm going to do is get my small brush, my precision brush, so that I can paint inside of the lines, inside of the designs where there is no color. And that's why I'm going to be adding these colors. I'm going to start off, I think, with the bluish color. And then that's going to be on the top half of the decal. And then the greenish color will be on the bottom half of the decal. Um, this is a preference. You don't necessarily have to do this step, but I am doing it. You don't have to do this step if you're painting your nails, before you add the decal. Whatever color you paint your nails is the color that will shine through or will come through on the decal. But just to ensure that the colors that I wanted would come through, I went on and added them to the decal. But like I said, this is a preference. And for those of you that don't know or haven't seen any of my videos on my nails and designs experiments, I do like to use one color at a time. So I do paint all of my decals one particular color and then move on to the next color. I don't switch back and forth between polishes per decal. I like to use that one color on all the decals before I move on to the next color that I'm going to use. So yeah, now we're moving on to the next color, and like I said, it's the same process. So I'm just adding the colors that I want on these decals and putting these colors in between the areas where there is no color, because I did stamp the actual colors on the silver and the gold. So where there is no color, that is where I'm adding color to get it that marble effect. So that is what I'm doing. And now I'm about to seal in these decals with this fast drying top coat. You must do this part in order to complete the decal. So now you're just sealing everything in. It's almost like creating a sticker. So you do have to have your sticker completed. And once these dry, you will have to flip these over and get them ready for placement, as well as cut them down to fit the nail. So you have to remember to do those steps. Now I'm about to paint my nails. I'm only going to use 2 decals on each hand. So 2 of the fingers on each hand will have a decal. The rest will be the actual gradient effect. So that's what I'm doing on this part. So yeah, this bluish color will be the base for my decals. So the nails that will get the decals are going to be painted blue, this bluish color as the base. So you don't necessarily have to do this step, but I like to do this step because I do want that color to pop through. And just in case that the top layer decides to chip off or whatever, I will still have a color underneath, so it won't look as bad. So yeah, this is optional. So now I'm just going to clean up any mistakes before we proceed. So that's what I'm doing on this particular section. So yeah, there was acetone in the little glass cup, and I did use a brush to clean up around the nail with that acetone. And now I'm applying the liquid latex to the nails that I'm going to add the gradient effect to. So you want to put this on because it does get outside of the nail bed and onto the actual cuticle and all of that. So you want to put this there as a barrier. It does help with cleanup. So you do want to let them become a little bit tacky before you begin to apply any designs or any type of gradient designs, because it does get outside of the nail bed. So you do want to do this step. Otherwise, you will have a little bit more to clean up. So yeah, that's what we're doing on this particular section or portion. So now I'm just going to add the polish to the actual makeup sponge or makeup wedge. You do want to add whatever colors you're using. I'm just going to use 2 colors today, and that is the blue and green that you see there. And I'm putting the blue on one side and the green on the other to create this gradient look. So you want the sponge to absorb a little bit before you begin to stamp this on. And you want to do this in very quick, a very quick motion. Stamping really quickly onto the nail. And for mine, because my sponge had dried, I did have a bit of texture, which I was okay with. But usually you won't have any texture like that. But once you add the top coat, it'll smooth out that texture to the touch, but the texture will still be there, but it'll be smooth to the touch. So I thought it gave it a unique look, and that's how I did both sides, both hands, as far as the gradient effect is concerned. And you do want to reapply as necessary. You have to determine how you want your nails to look. So it's totally up to you. Once it looks like how you want it to look, then you can move on to the next one. So yeah. So yeah, once you're done stamping your design onto the nail, you do want to go ahead and peel off the latex, the liquid latex, because you don't want this to dry. Once the latex dries, it's really hard to get off. So it's best to go ahead and remove it as soon as you're done stamping the nail. And now I'm just cleaning up any excess. Like I said, you will have a little bit of a mess around the nail, but it's not as much as it would be had you not used the actual liquid latex. So now I'm going to go ahead and put on the fast drying top coat, and you want to put this on pretty thick just to seal everything in and just to protect the polish and the nail. So that is what we're doing right here. And next we're going to move on to the actual decals that we created, and we're going to apply those to the nail in just a moment. So right here I am trying to remove the actual decal from the mat. And as I stated in previous videos, if the decal is not completely dry, it will be harder to remove. So today I'm in a bit of a hurry. I don't have a lot of time to let it dry, so I'm removing it now. Even though it's not completely dry, you just have to be extra careful so that you don't destroy the actual decal. But you can go ahead and use it if you can remove it without damaging it. So that is what we're doing, just removing the decal and getting it ready for application. So I've already done one side, but I noticed that I I didn't catch it on film, so I'm just doing the same process as I did on the other hand on this particular hand, just to show you how to do the actual gradient effect again, and then I'll show you how to apply the decal. So it's the same steps. Once again, you're just going to add your colors and then do a brisk stamping motion onto the nail, and then you're going to coat the nail with the actual fast drying top coat. Now right here I am putting the decal on the nail, and as you saw, I did apply the actual fast drying top coat first, and then I placed the decal on top of the nail. And then you want to try to smooth it out as much as possible, and then add another layer of fast drying top coat. And then you're going to go in with your acetone and clean up the excess to make it look more professional. And this acetone will melt away the excess polish that you don't need. You do want to kind of fold this under the nail to seal the tips of the nail in, and just clean up around the nail to make it look presentable. So that's what we're doing. So yeah guys, that is it. This is the complete look. So if you have any questions, please leave them below in the comment section. I do want to thank you all for tuning in today. We really appreciate your time and energy. We hope to see you guys on the next video. Peace and love, and as always, be blissful.
DJ Mike C on the track.
Cause that be natural.
Lady
I ain't
D.
looking tacky. I keep my game tactful.
Yo,
Yeah, I'm so nappy.
M.O.B.
Cause that be
The
natural. I ain't
infamous.
looking tacky. Cause I keep my game tactful.
I'm so pretty, I'm so faboo, I'm so natural, it's like it's a taboo. I'm